ended at that line. The first rooms proved the freight was right. Oil salts, arcane paths, ink light, Confluentia's measured chain had reached this buried vein. Then storage yielded into form, workrooms cut in ordered rows, narrow cells, quarantine, doors built more to watch than scream. We mapped the structure as we passed. Function named the place at last. Not barracks, not a buried store. An experimental ward lay at its core. The records gave no child the names, number, age, exposure, change, duration, failure, useful trace. A living child reduced to case. Most entries closed in similar breath. Altered past use, collapse, or death. The subject ended in the line. The result remained for later eyes. The purpose did not hide for long. Make bodies fit where the world went wrong. Teach flesh to breathe, corrupted air to hold what others could not bear. The problem existed, I grant the claim. Their answer made the children pay. Survival widened trial by trial through numbered bodies kept a while. One scholar still remained below. Sarah's questioned him, he answered slow. His finger slipped toward a hidden seal. I knew the act before it could be real. His motion ended with his breath.
I wasn't finished.
Neither was he. Other records widen the scale. Centuries passed, the pattern stayed. New faculties entered later. Blood where no known direct exposure stood. No lineage mark, no ritual cause. No interval obeyed a law. Long after witnesses were gone, new altered lives continued on. Orion had no final why, only dates that would not die. The ancient wound had changed its face, its consequence still entered birth. One number did not disappear. Exposure rose, the subject stayed. Injury retention, trials repeated. Failure expected, failure delayed. Then one entry changed the design. A golden ring to curve the rise. I knew that hand, I knew that gold. I knew whose history I now held. They ordered one change more. The number would be used no more. Reinhardt. So this was where the hand was made. Before the voice and numbered grade. Before the corridor and chest. A child reduced to what survived best. I do not pardon what he did. The box remains, so does the lid. But grammar held his wrist before he learned to make its violence his own. Il n'était pas innocent. Il n'avait jamais été réellement libre. Deux vérités peuvent tenir ensemble, sans que l'une transforme l'autre en mensonge. Deep until the raucous breathe inside what no report could clean. Failures kept because they changed, retained because the change remains. Some too thin, some built too wide. Bone where flesh had lost its guide. Limbs remade, mouth without speech. Forms no childhood face could reach. No consciousness I could detect. Still they measured, still they checked. Even ruin had a use if someone chose not to conclude. Then memory returned again without consume. Celery and Drake are first. Two peoples feeding battles first. Then Vermillion domain, poison land. scorpion flesh, unable to withstand. No magic resistance carry them through. Bodies changed before they knew. Fear became decree, and lying elves and men were drawn inside. Then the Duke, then poison, then thirst, then history narrowed a face. Je me souvenais des faits, pas de son regard, pas de sa voix. Now I remembered her. The wallet seemed my hand before my balance understood the flaw. Ceres caught me at my side. I did not ask, she did not pry. Ma nièce avait encore un visage. Je l'avais tué au cas du désastre. Les siècles avaient conservé le crime et englouti. C'était cold anger came when none had stayed. Not rage, a debt correctly weighed. The Duke had built the poisoned frame. I still completed what it became. Orion had refined the crime. Make the condition, measure the hands. Sententia non fura, causa non delectactorem. Footsteps sentence, starless saw the open war, the broken law. They turned to flee, to raise the cry. I could have ended them nearby. Instead I looked at Ceres first. She met the question without words. One measured not, consent was plain. Then none of them escaped again. We had love and we could retain. Nothing more required this pain. Archive parted from appetite. Knowledge kept, procedure denied. I opened what Vermillion gave. Blood and fire without a grave. Restraints burned, entombments fell. Observation rooms became a shell. The creatures too, no mercy claimed, no rescue named. They had been gone beyond recall. I only ended youth itself, for I unkept them because failure fed. Another question from the nearly dead. I gave that question one reply. Non amplius utilitas. We turned back toward the upper way. My senses had not yet withdrawn. Vampiriture inhaled the stone. Every pulse should have been known. At the exit, an elven woman stood behind us, half inside the shade. A man occupied the space where no heartbeat had announced that any living thing had stayed. I had not failed to notice them. They had failed to enter sense. Those were different facts. No blade rose, no threat moved towards Ceres.
What did you come to take from Clearwood? Nothing that belongs to Clearwood. We came for what's buried beneath it.
You have your answer. I want ours. The man behind us stepped into the light. It reached only half his face. That was enough. Bone had already replaced flesh.
I'm looking for a way to remove a curse, preferably before it finishes the job.